Okay, so yeah, all the carbs, I've cleaned them all now, and they're all nice and clean, and all the throttle valves are all nice, and they go up and down really nicely. And so I'm just going to put them back on the gantry now. So the only real thing of note is to make sure that this O-ring is in the flange there to stop oil leaks around the flange, and not to over tighten the nuts, because again that can lead to warping, distorting the flange, which can then cause air leaks again. So those are the two things to watch. So I'm just going to do that now. So I bolted the carbs back onto the gantry now, and that included putting the choke lever back on, because obviously that's part of the whole thing. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put the carb tops back on, complete with the these are the choke slides, which I haven't taken off. There's no reason to. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the springs over the top of the throttle rods, and then put the tops on, making sure that the throttle rod goes through this hole in the top and sticks out at the top. In order to do that, I might need to just push the lift the throttle slides from the bottom. So I think, yeah, just to stop. Now we've taken the springs out of the throttle rods. The only problem is that they'll drop back down whilst we're trying to put them on. Anyway, that's what we're going to do, put the tops back on. It doesn't matter which one goes on which, really. As long as we make sure they're the right way round, and we've got the throttle rod. Don't forget to put the springs in first though, otherwise we will have a problem. Right, well, I'll have a go at the first one on camera, which means it won't work, but there we go. It's just a bit fiddly. So I'm going to put that on there. Yeah, I should be able to do this actually out of the carb, shouldn't I? I think might be easier. Yes. So put that. Make sure the choke goes into the slot, and then we just got to make sure. There we go. That the throttle rod comes out the top. Let me just think. I've got to put that in there. But when I do that, make sure that the needle goes into the needle jet. Yeah, and then I can screw it down. We've still just got a little bit of throttle rod sticking out the top, so that's fine. It is fiddly with the throttle rods rather than cables, but when it's all together, it works so much better than with three. It would do with like three cables. There we go, and we just got a bit of throttle rod there. There we go. Now it's screwed down. Got the throttle rod sticking out. Just check that goes up and down nice and smooth. So that throttle rod there is sticking out, and that's ready to go back in the throttle bar when all three have been put back in. Anyway, they're all going now. I think you can probably see that, can you? Yeah. Okay, so we've got the individual throttle slides, and so what we need to do now is we're going to put the throttle bar back on. Let's give it a quick clean now, and screw the throttle rods up through the throttle bar, so I can get the throttle bar through. Right, I'm going to hold it, so I've got the throttle rod properly out now. I've done this before. I'm going to hold it with the pliers to stop it going back in again, and then try and screw it up into the throttle rod. Yeah, so that's the first throttle rod coming up, being screwed up through the bar. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with the others. It's a bit awkward, a bit fiddly. Got to like lift the throttle rod up with the pliers, then screw it through the bar. But we get there. Right, the tops are on, and that throttle bar is on with all the throttle rods screwed up through it. So what we've got to do now is we've got to synchronise the carbs, or balance them, as you might call it. And all that means is that we now need to get it so that when we open the throttle, if I can get the camera in the right place, when we open the throttle, all of them open at exactly the same time.